Hello, my love. It's Dominique from Lunar Tarot. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we're finding out how have you grown this past year and what transformations you've undergone. Okay, so I have three cards for this pick a card reading that you can choose from. Pile number one is going to be embracing change. Pile number two is going to be loving from the inside. And pile number three is going to be my creative power. While you're choosing, I'd just let you guys know that I am super, super grateful for 39,000 subscribers. I can't believe it, guys. We were almost to 40,000 subscribers. That was my goal for 2025. If you could help me out by subscribing to my channel and becoming a gem today by clicking that red button, that would be greatly appreciated. Today's gems only reading is going to be what blessing is coming in next for you. So if you want to support my channel by becoming a gem, go ahead and click that red button so you can watch the gems only reading. I also want to say thank you so much to all my gems who are already part of this beautiful community. Whether you're an original gem, an OG, or you are a current gem, I'm just so grateful that we have this growing community together. And I can't believe we're almost to 40,000 beautiful, multifaceted gems. It's crazy to me. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys choose without any distractions, and I will talk to you at your timestamp. Hello, Ponder One, and welcome to your reading. How have you grown this past year? That's the topic of today's pick a card reading. I'm so excited to get into this. Can you believe it is December already? I feel like this year just flew by. So let's go ahead and start with the card that you chose, Embracing Change. It says, with every loss, I understand that something new is about to be birthed beyond what I can imagine. I'm already picking up intuitively that this group has gotten really good at being uncomfortable. Okay. You've gotten good at understanding what level of uncomfortability is actually forcing you to grow and stretching you beyond your limits, and what kind of uncomfortability is draining and taking away from your growth. Okay. Because you're not meant to be uncomfortable per se, but sometimes growth is uncomfortable. And you've gotten really good with being in that zone, that like right, Orange Theory, how they say you're supposed to be at a certain like level to burn the most calories. You guys are really good at that, but with personal growth. Okay, the right level of uncomfortability, the right level of stepping outside your comfort zone and embracing change. I'm also picking up that for this pile, you've gotten really good at embracing the unknown. Okay, you may have been someone previously who was a little bit afraid of change because you didn't know what was going to happen next. But you've realized that staying in a place that isn't suited to you isn't even worth it. And you might as well take that leap into the beyond and see what can be birthed into your life. Okay, so this is really, really exciting. I'm also picking up how you've grown this past year. You've gotten really good at maintaining and accentuating your natural beauty. Okay, pile number one, like you may have gotten healthier hair this year, longer eyelashes, like you may have like pay more attention to your eyebrows or like certain aspects of your face. I'm just picking up that your beauty has really grown quite significantly this year. And it's because you've been pouring more into yourself. And I'm also picking up that you were a little bit less stressed this year. I don't know by how much, but you were somewhat less stressed this year. So let's go ahead and get into your cards. I'm going to be starting with the Oracle of Oneness, all Oracle for today's reading. Alrighty, how have you grown this past year? For pile number one, how have they grown this year? For pile one, how has pile number one grown this year? Okay. The world is full of wonders waiting for you to notice. You also have autopilot keeps us from fully experiencing life. Very interesting. Okay. So what I'm picking up already is that you decided this year that you want to be the captain of your own life. Okay. You escaped from being only on autopilot and realize that I am fully the director of my own life. I have the agency to shape what I want my future to be like. Yeah, I'm living in the now and not everything is going to be perfect, but the steps that I take today can lead me to a brighter tomorrow. You decided, and for some of you, it may be that you decided to stop living in the past, stop living in regrets. Oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, thinking about what you could have done differently and started living in the now. What can I change today? What can I do today? What new habits can I implement today so that my life looks so much better and brighter in the future? I'm also picking up that for you, pawn number one, you stopped disregarding your small steps as no big deal. Okay. You may have felt previously that like when you made some kind of a change that it wouldn't really like amount to anything. So you didn't really try as hard and you tended to like disregard your progress because you weren't where you wanted to be. Now you've gotten so much better at recognizing that baby steps is how you walk those miles. That's how you go long distances because it's sustainable and you're still moving. Okay. I like to say, and it kind of reminds me of one of the oracles that I have where it says 5 to 10 minutes of focused energy will eventually bring you to your goal, okay? Whether that be daily, whether that be weekly, monthly, it doesn't really matter. As long as you are putting consistent energy towards your goals, it will eventually happen, okay? As long as you're continuing to work towards it. And you realize, you know what? There's so much more wonder in my life that's waiting for me to grasp it. There's so much more joy in my life that I could cultivate if I decide to leave this autopilot experience and start actively shaping my life and start intentionally, putting in new habits, new routines to get new results. So you guys took action this year, okay? And that's how you've grown. You really took action to have a more fulfilling life, okay? And a more fulfilling lifestyle. Let's see how else you've grown, okay? How have my pound number one people grown this year? How have my pound number one people grown this year? We have Queen. Love that. How has pound number one grown this year? We also have networker. Oh, that is so interesting. So you've grown in your regality, which is very interesting. I feel pound number one, you become much more calm in the face of uncertainty. And that's what we were kind of discussing before as well. And maybe you were someone who is dealing with a lot more anxiety about the future, anxiety about the past, or like how your life is going to turn out. Maybe you were quite a bit of a worrier. I feel that pound number one, you've learned to trust yourself so much more. Okay. You trusted yourself so much more. You trust the universe more. And because of that, it leads to this more regal energy. Okay. The light attributes here says radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. You realize that you are the authority in your own life. And I know that sounds quite obvious. Like, okay, obviously that's my own life. Obviously I'm the authority, but sometimes we have to realize like when we take a back seat in our own life and when we become passive to then just letting life happen and not actively shaping it. This year you stepped into the driver's seat of your own life, okay, in so many different ways. I'm also picking up that quite a lot of you can step in the driver's seat in terms of your career, in terms of your business, in terms of your finances. You're not just spending and being like, okay, hope the money just, hope I have enough this time. You're really deciding like, okay, what systems am I going to put in place to make sure that I'm automatically saving, that I'm automatically paying my bills? How am I going to be making more income if that's what I need to do? Like you guys are really systematically looking at your life and saying, what needs to change? How am I going to do it? This is how I'm going to get it done. I'm going to put it on my schedule. I'm showing up for myself. And that's that queen energy. Okay, this is someone who uses their authority to get stuff done. Okay, you guys did not play. I'm telling you, you're stepping into the driver's seat. You're stepping into your throne when it comes to your own life. Okay, we also have networker. It says enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. So I feel that your guys' social network has gotten a lot larger this year as well. For those of you who have like literal social platforms, it could have been like your network has expanded. Like you literally have more followers or whatever, like that. But I'm also picking up that you've ingrained yourself in certain social networks. Like maybe at work, you're much more, what is that word? Indispensable. There we go. You're much more indispensable at work than you were the previous year. Like people can't even imagine the workplace without you. You are truly indispensable. I'm also picking up that for a lot of you, you could have joined new social circles. Like maybe you incorporated habits that have a social aspect to them. Like say, for example, like a run club or a Latin dance class, and you've gotten to know the people in the community. You've made new friends from that, okay? Whether it be online or in person. But I feel like a lot of you could have literally made new friends, made new networks. I'm also picking up that your social skills have enhanced significantly. You could be a much more confident speaker. Like when you speak, there is an elegance and a grace and a regality to the way that you speak, to the way that you carry yourself. And people also feel a sense of like empathy and kindness and warmth when they're speaking to you as well. Like you have a more natural sense of connection with people, okay? Genuine connections. You easily make genuine connections. Whereas previously it may have felt a little bit forced or unnatural. I feel that you may have found much more of your people this year too. Again, maybe you guys like made some new friends and you're really vibing with those people. Like it just feels right, okay? Guys, give a thumbs up if this reading is resonating already. I'd love to see that down below. Okay, let's see what else we have here. How have you grown this past year? For pile number one, how have they grown? Appreciation. How has pile number one grown this past year? Listening to my body. How has pile number one grown this past year? We also have sanctuary. Okay, very nice. I do feel like you guys have come to appreciate yourself and your own efforts a lot more. Again, whereas previously you may have dimmed your own accomplishments or dimmed your own efforts. I say that as to say, like you would do something, but not really give yourself a pat on the back or give yourself credit and just kind of keep moving the goalpost for yourself. Like you'd achieve something or put your mind to something and do it. And you'd be like, okay, well, I didn't get the results I was looking for, so it wasn't that great. Or, I did that, but I still need to work 10 times harder at this because I still have a long way to go. You wouldn't really give yourself that credit that you really deserve. But now I've gotten so much more at appreciating yourself, okay? This one says, appreciating the good that exists in my here and now expands my awareness to all the good there is in the universe. So yeah, I feel you guys are appreciating your efforts and you're also appreciating your life a lot more. How you've grown this year is that you come to realize that gratitude is the attitude. Gratitude is extremely important because it makes you a magnet to more of the positive experiences that you want to have. I mean, how would you feel if you got everything you wanted? You would feel grateful. So that's why you want to be in that energy now so that you can create an energetic match, a frequency match to what you do want to experience. It's a snowball effect. Once you start really becoming more grateful for things on like a more habitual, a routine basis, more things will start coming your way for you to be grateful for. Again, we manifest who we are. We don't manifest what we want, okay? So if you are someone who's grateful, the universe will give you more things to be grateful for. So I feel like you really unlocked that this year. Spirit is giving you the word unlocked. You've unlocked a new level of manifestation ability because you are so grateful, because the universe is very happy to give to you because you have so much gratitude, okay? Now, next we have listening to my body. It says, my health is my life, the temple of my experiences, and the greatest of my blessings. So true. You guys have really tuned into your body this year, okay? And I feel that a lot of you guys are taking your health much more seriously. You could have switched up your diet. You could have switched up your exercise routine. You guys could be taking certain supplements that you need, right? And really getting your health right, really getting your mind right. And also listening to your gut if you feel like something is off, not always needing to overly rationalize. I mean, rationalization is important, right? But when it comes to overthinking what your body is telling you, you've gotten much better at just realizing like, okay, maybe this experience isn't for me. Maybe this supplement isn't for me. Maybe this routine isn't for me because it's not vibing with me. It's not working with my energy. It's not working with, my body at this time. And you've gotten so much better understanding kind of what is for you and what is not. Spirit is also saying your discernment is going up. Your discernment for the kind of experiences that you want to have. Funny enough, for the kind of products that you want to use is what I'm picking up too. Like, you guys have gotten really good at noticing like what products really work for you very well, instead of just being like, oh, this is okay or this is okay. Like, you've gotten to know like maybe which hair products work really well for you, or like which don't work really well for you, and which beauty products, which foods you like the most and agree best with your body. Like, there's something about that. I'm also picking up that some of you guys could have realized that you have like an allergy this year. This is so random, but that's what I'm picking up on. You could have realized that you have like an allergy or food sensitivity this year, or that you just really don't like eating salmon, for example, because it makes you bloated, or, whatever it is. Like, you've gotten really, really good at discerning which, foods, products, experiences, whatever, vibe with you and make sense for your body and make your body feel the best. And that's helped you a lot to be able to have like, good energy levels and to just continue on your path. Okay. So yeah, I love that. I'm also really picking up on the hair. Like, I'm really picking up on the hair. Yeah, you guys could have had your hair like get a lot healthier this year. I'm also picking up on like hair, like thickening could be happening this year. Okay. Like, your hair is healthier this year than it was last year for the most of you. Okay. Lastly, I have sanctuary. In my inner sanctuary, I connect to peace, inner quietude, and comfort. Yeah, Spirit is saying that you've become your own sanctuary this year, whereas previously you may have searched for peace in other people, okay? Wanting other people to bring you peace, wanting other people to bring you that calm and that reassurance. You've really learned how to receive it from yourself. You really learned how to give it to yourself, okay? You become your own caretaker so much more this year. You become your own protector so much more this year, okay? There's a solid foundation of love and trust that you've been able to build up for yourself. And that may sound, I don't know how to put it, but it may sound abstract, like, wait, shouldn't we always love and trust ourselves? But actually, when you are always like betraying your own promises, you don't follow through on what you say you're going to do for yourself, you don't really trust yourself. Like, it doesn't really feel the same as when you say you're going to do something and then you show up for yourself and you do it. As when you discern which experiences are right for you and you can trust your own judgment. So that's something you really come into this year, and you're able to have so much more inner trust, inner peace, because of the way that you continue to show up for yourself, because of the way you continue to affirm yourself and be there for yourself, be your own sanctuary, provide your own peace, and protect your peace as well. Not only do you provide it, you have this steadiness in life to be able to hold all the abundance that you have and not knock and spill it over. Someone made a great analogy the other day on TikTok. And it was that when you have an empty cup, you can just do anything with it. You can like run around, you can throw the cup upside down, like you can do anything and nothing will spill. When you have a full cup, right? A cup full of love, abundance, happiness, whatever it is, right? Your cup is full. You can't be running all over the place, right? You're gonna spill what you have. You're gonna lose what you have. Okay. So you guys have been able to create this steadiness in your own life to be able to hold that cup, to be able to maintain your blessings and maintain your abundance. That's how you've grown this year. Okay. Not only maintain it, but actually discover that you have the agency to expand it. Okay. You can expand in different ways. You can expand your knowledge. You can, try new things. You can, like implement new habits and routines to expand the abundance that you have in your life as well. Make that cup even bigger to hold even more blessings. But you've had the steadiness along the way to be able to not drop what you already have going on. And that requires boundaries, that requires discernment, that requires, a stable mind. You guys have been able to implement all of those different things. And it's not to say that you've never fallen on the path or you haven't like spilt some once in a while. That's life, right? But the way that you've grown this year is that you come into the grace and the elegance and the awareness that it takes to be able to not only maintain your blessings, but to continue to expand them beyond what you thought was possible before. So guys, that is what I have for today's reading. Wow, I really hope that you enjoyed that. Really some great messages from Spirit today. I'm really happy. Guys, thanks for choosing this one. This is a really, really fun one and a great one as we come into December, again, like wrapping up the year. It's nuts that we're wrapping up 2025. All right, guys, let me know how this resonated with you down below, and how you've grown this year. I would love to hear from you. Go ahead and drop a butterfly down below if you're still watching this point in the video. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, we are on the road to reach 40,000 subscribers. We are almost there, only 1,000 subscribers away. So if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and click that red button to become a gem today, so you can join our awesome community of beautiful, multifaceted beings, gems, as we call them. Additionally, I do have a gems only reading today. That's going to be what blessing is coming next into your life. I'm so excited to see how God is going to bless you next. All right. Thank you so much for being in today's video, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Okay. Love and light. Bye-bye. Hey there, pal number 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this Loving from the Inside card, this one is for you. We're talking about how have you grown this past year and your current transformation. I'm super excited to get into today's reading. So let's go ahead and start with the card that you chose. It says, "It is a blessing to give myself the gift of my own presence." So I already feel that this past year, you've really grown to love yourself in a whole new way. One that I feel like you really didn't think was totally possible before. I feel like you guys have gotten much more comfortable with your looks. You could have had like a literal glow up, become much more attractive this year. But I also feel like your mindset has expanded significantly to be able to really appreciate the kind of things that you bring to the table as an individual, okay? I feel that before this year, you would sometimes overlook some of your best qualities, okay? How warm you are, how smart you are, how intuitive you are, how you make people comfortable in your presence, or, how sensitive you are to a degree, energetically, things like that. And you may have seen those things as like flaws or faults in you, but now you really reframed a lot of different things to be able to appreciate yourself more. Okay. I'm also picking up that you no longer really seek validation from other people. And maybe you had like habits and traits that were indicative of the fact that you were seeking validation from other people. It could have shown up in the way that you talked, the way that you dressed, or the way that you carried yourself in conversation. But now things are so different. Like, it's evident that you really live your life for you, and that you cater to what you enjoy when it comes to your own style, when it comes to sharing your ideas and your experiences. You're no longer really wanting other people to necessarily agree with you, but more so to, get your points across in a way people can understand your experience and your life, and what you have to bring to the table, and add to the conversation in that way, instead of just echoing what other people think, what you think that other people might want to hear, okay? There's become a really balanced perspective that you have in terms of where you're going and what you want to continue to do and how you want to continue to grow, and who you are right now, and what kind of appreciation you should really bring to the table. You're no longer focusing as much on like, this is how I want to grow, and this is where I'm not adding up, and this is where I don't measure up, rather, and that I'm not good enough. You're more so focusing on, wow, I've come so far. I've done so much for myself. Like, this is all things I have going on in my life, and that's amazing. And I'm continuing to do more. Wow, look at me. I'm continuing to grow. I'm continuing to up level and develop myself into a whole new level. See how that's so much more light and happy, versus like putting yourself down for what you feel like you haven't achieved yet. So it's a really, really big shift, honestly, to start. So let's go ahead and get started now with some oracle. It's going to be all oracle reading today. And we're starting off with the Oracle of Oneness, okay? How's pile number 2 grown this year? You've seen your own beauty like much more deeply now. How's pile number 2 grown this year? Divine Source. How's pile number 2 grown this year? Your thoughts have power. Yeah. How's pile number 2 grown this year? How's pile number 2 grown this year? I'm feeling the one underneath. I mean, yeah, both of them. Nature offers profound healing. Sure. It's on the bottom. Gratitude opens your heart to love and abundance. Very interesting. Okay. So For you, pile number two, I'm really picking up that this year you've grown in terms of your self talk, okay, and the kind of thoughts that you offer to yourself. Your thoughts in general have become a lot more positive, a lot more uplifting. Your head previously may have been a place that was like kind of dark at times, and it's like maybe like foggy or moody, and it may have been difficult to like be alone with your thoughts sometimes, that may have been like a something that was intimidating or demoralizing even because you were more on the negative side. But you really intentionally, I'm hearing fought, that you fought for a healthier mind. So I feel like pound number two, your mental health has really grown this past year. Like you've become so much more stable mentally, so much more positive. I mean, you realize that your thoughts truly do have power. Your outlook on the world has really, really changed. I'm also picking up that you have taken a special understanding or knowledge of how food and nature are really affecting your body and therefore your mental health as well. You kind of got this in pile number one, but you could have discovered that you were low in some kind of vitamin, that you needed an additional supplement, that you were allergic to something, you had a food sensitivity, or you've been able to take a more holistic route when it comes to like healing, maybe like, kind of like a liver detox after you drink, or, using more natural remedies when you get a cold, stuff like that. These things are all really agreeing with your body, and it could make you feel more in touch with your body, that you're using more like natural and holistic ways to heal, or that again, you're taking supplements that give you more energy and that are, getting rid of any deficiencies. I'm also picking up that some of you could have had like hair start to grow back because you had like a kind of a vitamin deficiency. You're able to get rid of that. Okay. You just been able to offer yourself a lot of healing with nature and what you put into your body. And I'm also picking up that you have been able to implement new coping mechanisms that are very effective, that involve being out in nature. Okay, maybe this is like taking a walk or going for a run. I love running, or getting a few days out camping. God forbid. I'm sorry, I'm not a camping person, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like getting out in nature, getting that fresh air. You guys have really noticed that helps your mental health a lot. I'm just picking up that this pile in particular, you've really put in a lot of energy into making your head a safe and comfortable place to be. I'm also picking up that your dreams have gotten a lot more positive this past year. You could have like struggled even with like some nightmares, some night terrors, or just like had a lot of uncomfortable dreams. And more so lately, your dreams have been more positive. Okay. Let's go ahead and continue. Yeah, a lot of attention to your mental health that came in this year. How has pile number two grown this past year? Wow, can you believe, because child nature? Okay. How's pile number two grown this past year? You could have also gotten a pet, pile number two, and that was like really, really helpful for you. You also have pioneer. A lot about the thoughts. Okay. Let's see. Child nature, it says friendship with animals, communication with nature spirit, and then pioneer says passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. This is very interesting. I feel that pile number two, you could have literally gotten a pet, of course, but if that's not the case, I feel that you have come back to your natural self in some sort of way, and that has made you feel much more comfortable in your own skin. Okay. I think for a lot of you, you could have gotten back to like wearing more natural hairstyles. Okay. For instance, like some of you could have done a big chop. You're transitioning from like, more so like relaxed or straightened hair to your natural hair texture. That could be for some of you. Okay. Some of you are getting away from like more processed foods. And that's kind of how you've grown this past year, is like being really conscious of what you take into your body, and having foods that are like more closer to nature, that make you feel more energized because they're less processed, less like TV dinners and more whole foods, stuff like that. I'm just picking up that you guys have put a lot of emphasis on getting back to basics and doing things in a more holistic and natural way that actually serve you. I'm also picking up that a lot of you could have grown in your DIY skills. Okay, random, but stick with me. You guys could have learned how to like do your own hair, do your own nails, do your own home repairs. Okay. Cook for yourself. That's a big one. You guys could have really learned how to cook for yourself this year. There's something about doing things yourself that you'd maybe previously pay for, or you would get in a more processed way, and that has like helped you significantly. It could have helped your pockets, could have helped your mental health, and it also could have just been like a really fun hobby for you to take on. I feel like number two this year, you've been getting a lot of ideas and you've actually been acting on them. Okay. It was like as soon as you decided, you know what, I'm not going to stay in this energy where I am kind of putting myself down and I don't have that really positive self-talk. I just don't feel that great about myself. I'm going to actively work to change this. I'm going to, when I have a negative thought, I'm actually going to rebut that thought consciously and be like, nope, I'm not stupid. I am smart. Even if you don't feel it at the moment. No, that wasn't a dumb mistake to do. I'm just human. Everyone makes mistakes. I'm going to get it right the next time. And you actually put in that work to have a better train of thought. Then you started having these more positive ideas come in, and you actually took the lead in a lot of those things Spirit is telling me, and were able to implement them into your life. Like, again, maybe you got an idea that you wanted to try new recipes, or you wanted to join a social club, or you wanted to, do your own hair instead of going to the salon and getting it done. Like, there's something about that. And that has offered you kind of a new hobby, a new way of looking at things. Like, you really pioneered a new path for yourself this year. And it all came from the fact that you started thinking of yourself in a more expansive way. I'm also picking up that a lot of you could have, again, like put down certain products that weren't really enhancing your beauty. Like I'm picking up for a lot of you, you could have toned down like lash extensions, or like toned down some sort of like a difficult hairstyle that was like hard to put in and hard to remove. Let me know if this makes sense, guys, down in the comments. Like there's something about you guys toning it down and getting that back to a more natural way of being. And then for some of you, you could have like spray tan and you kind of stopped doing that. You accept your natural skin tone. Like there's stuff like that where you were using a product and it like kind of took you out of being more so natural. And you decided, you know what, this doesn't actually look that great on me. It's like when people have like eyebrow blindness or lash blindness, or you know what I mean? And you decided like, I'm not going to be doing this particular style anymore. It doesn't really suit me. Like people can't really see my eyes with these heavy lashes on. I'm going to do a different lash style. It's like better suited to my eyes. It's like that kind of thing. Okay. Hope that makes sense. And it's all because you started to accept and love yourself more. You felt like you didn't need more embellishment, okay? Yes, that's what it is. You guys are getting back to your natural self and realizing that you don't need embellishments to be beautiful. You don't need all of these quick fixes and things like that. Like you got back to basics, back to whole foods, back to your natural looks. Like there's something about that, okay? I love that. It's all about accepting yourself more and providing for yourself more in a way that's more satisfying and sustainable. Okay, how's pile number 2 grown this past year? If you guys are enjoying this reading so far, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. It definitely helps my channel. All right, how have you grown this past year for pile number 2? Being with discomfort. How's pile number 2 grown this past year? Anger as my sacred ally. How's pile number 2 grown this past year? How's pile number 2 grown this past year? Okay, there we go. Service as co-creation. Okay, I like that. The bottom of the deck, it says igniting my joy. This is kind of like the result of all of the work that you've been putting in here. And now I'm about to describe the work that you did, okay? For a long time, I feel that you guys were comfortable with being uncomfortable. You were comfortable with the familiarity of dysfunction, or having a bad, having great mental health, or, talking down on yourself, like those type of things, right? And you realize that like that actually became comfortable, and you realized I don't want to just be in a situation that's familiar but is actually deteriorating me or eroding me in some way. It's not worth it. So I'm going to have to push myself beyond this. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for me to like actually monitor my own thoughts so that I can create a more healthy mental environment. It's not going to be easy for me to, learn how to cook when I had been, making rice from the bag for all these years. It's not going to be easy for me to learn how to do my own hair when I've been going to the salon and paying however many dollars every single time. But I'm going to learn how to do this for me because it's going to make my life better. It's going to benefit me in the long run. Oh, side note, I'm also picking up that a lot of you guys could have gotten really into the gym this year. Y'all stayed in the gym this year, and that could have been really intimidating for you at first, but you took that step for you. It's like you're doing all these things that were initially uncomfortable, but you decided, you know what? I need to be with this discomfort because at this point, the fact that my life hasn't changed, it's making me upset. Okay, that's what's going to my anger is my sacred ally. You started to realize that, like, you know what, I might have all these feelings inside of me, like irritability and like annoyance, and like life may throw one little thing at me and I'm like going off. And why is that? It's because you know that you don't belong in the space and you want things to be different. So you were like, I'm actually going to make a plan and intentionally change my life because I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay. And I am angry at the way that my life is going. It doesn't have to be your life in general, but it could have been like one or two things, right? That you were just like sick and tired and upset with. Okay. I'm so mad that I am not at the kind of health that I want to be. And so I'm going to get in the gym. I'm going to use that anger as my ally to give me a fiery passion so I can get in the gym, so I can, eat more whole foods, so I can try new recipes. I'm so upset that I have to pay, however much to get my hair done. So I'm actually going to use that anger to go and research ways that I can do it myself. Like, how can I do this affordably? How can I implement this for my own self? Like, you guys found multiple things that you were just upset about. You were just done. Okay. And it was making your life as a whole like more irritable. You were more irritable, more like sensitive. And you're realizing, you know what, like this emotion, it's not something that I have to temper or hide away from. It's information. It's trying to lead me to a new path where I can implement new routines, new habits, new ideas to be able to get into a new reality, a new life that actually serves me and will resolve what I'm feeling. Okay. So yeah, there could have been multiple aspects of your life in like 2024 and backwards that were not what you really wanted them to be. And so you really took stock in 2025 and we're like, what am I going to do to change this? Okay. I'm not going to go one more year without stepping into the gym. I'm not going to go one more year only eating these processed foods. I'm not going to go one more year, never stepping in nature and, always having all these different medicines that I have to take. What is there a holistic route that I can take to be able to deal with these symptoms or, whatever it was for you guys. Okay. Something that was like annoying you and you realize I don't have to stay in this lifestyle. I've conditioned myself to accept something that I don't deserve. And I've become so upset about it. I'm actually going to change it. So this is really amazing that you've been able to use your anger, your discomfort around these different things to actually propel you into a new space. That's how these emotions are meant to be used. So congratulations, that's amazing. I feel like now you're actually turning around and helping other people to do the same. Okay, we have service as co-creation. Mere service, no matter how great or small, is a conscious act of co-creation with the world. Now, not everyone's going to resonate with this particular interpretation, but I do think that for some of you, it could be actually like recording some of the things that you've decided to do differently and sharing them online. Like say, for example, if you decided to do 75 hard, you can be recording your journey and sharing that online. If you learn how to do a new hairstyle and that's like really been taking a lot of tension off your hair or whatever. Guys, I love hair care. That's why I'm always bringing up hair care. But you guys just try to share that online and it's actually helping people. Even if it's not about recording it and sharing it online, I do feel like you are sharing your process and what you've learned with others around you. And that is helping them to be able to realize, what in my life is not working? What in my life am I irritable about? And actually changing that as well. Okay. So they can have better lives. Like the way that you have transformed this year and got back to more of your natural self, more of what makes you happy and what is like sustainable and expandable for you, scalable for you, what really works for you long term. you're helping other people to do the same. You're helping other people to find that same path. And I feel like that's actually really rewarding. I'm picking up in particular that you're helping a sibling, you're helping a cousin. You could be helping your parents, okay, or helping one of your best friends. Like someone in your immediate circle has really taken a liking to the, like, either a literal process that you've decided to adopt, and they want to, be your gym buddy. They want to try the same hairstyle that you did. They want to try the same supplement that you tried, or, start cooking new recipes like you do, right? Or they have taken your process and they're applying it to a different area of their life. But either way, you're acting as a natural role model. The way that you've had this is a big transformation. Pile number 2. Don't get me wrong. This is actually quite a big transformation, because once you move from, dare I say it, more of like a victim mentality of like, oh, woe is me, life is always happening to me, and like kind of putting yourself down, right? To an agency mentality, to a growth mentality of, you know what, if I don't like this, I'm going to freaking change it because I have the power to do that. Everyone else around you becomes affected. Everyone else around you starts seeing it's possible. And so really congratulations, not only for everyone else around you, but that kind of change that you make stays with you for life. You will never come out of a growth mindset once you get into it. You can't turn that off. You can't just turn that off. You know what I'm saying? So everything else that you encounter now, you're going to have this new sharpened mindset to face it with. And it's going to make you feel like as you continue to go on this path, that you can do anything. You'll really get to that point where you realize that you are limitless, because you'll see and you'll have a track record of all the ways that you've changed your life before. It's going to make you feel like you could do anything. So continue on this path. This is amazing. Wow. Pile number 2, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love if you become a gem today, because guys, we are only 1,000 gems away from 40,000 subscribers. Can you believe it? We are like so close. That's my goal for the year. So if you guys give me an early Christmas gift by subscribing to my channel and becoming a gem, that would be amazing. I'm so excited to, continue to grow this community in the new year. And I actually can't believe that we're about to hit this goal. I kind of didn't think it was going to happen for a little bit there, but I was like, wait, no, it's happening. So yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, do subscribe to my channel, become a gem today, so you can help me reach the goal of our 40,000 community. Additionally, I do have the gems only reading today. It's going to be all about what blessing is coming into your life next. I'm super excited to see how God is going to bless you next on my amazing gems. Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and like the video, comment down below what resonated with you. How did you change your life this year? I want to know how this reading applies to you. I'm so curious. So like, let me know what you guys did to get back to basics, or like back to your natural self. That's very interesting interpretation today. Additionally, I do have a TikTok under the same handle, and I have a website, lunarlighttarot.com, if you want to book a personal reading with me. I also have a collective reading channel, Lunar Light Collective. If you want to check that out, it's like 10-minute or so videos where they're front facing so you can see my face, and it's a vibe over there. Okay, now I'm done. Now I'm done. All right, thank you so much. I'll talk to you in the next one. Love and light. Bye-bye. Hey, pal number 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose My Creative Power, this one is for you. How have you grown this past year, and what has been your transformation in 2025? I'm super excited to get into this topic today. Let's go ahead and start with the card that you chose. It reads, as I invest in my own creative potential, I experience my creative genius. Wow, very interesting. So I'm already picking up off the bat that for you, pile number 3, you have become much more creative and been able to receive more easily ideas and inspirations, okay? And also, you've been able to validate your own ideas and inspirations. I feel like in the past, you would get ideas and you'd be like, oh, that's a little too crazy. You're like, I don't know if I could really do that, or I don't know if I'm the right person to do that. When it comes to, I'm picking up on like starting a business, really starting a business for a lot of you. I'm also picking up on like, gunning for some kind of a promotion, or trying to up level in a certain area of your life, or even trying something new, right? Something that you feel like is really outside the norm for you, like joining a run club or a Latin dance class, or traveling more. You kind of felt like, oh, those are things that other people do that I won't do, okay? But this year, you really opened up your imagination to think differently about what your life could be, and realizing that not everything has to be on a scale that's so unachievable. Okay. Like if you want to travel and you may feel like, oh, that's out of my budget, like I can't be, running all over the place. You realize that, okay, maybe instead of going to the Bahamas, you could just travel to the next state and just start there. You know what I mean? You don't have to do all these like big things that you see on social media. You can, use your creativity to achieve your goals in a way that, you didn't really think that you could do before. And it kind of leads you to a ladder effect, you start with one trip to New Jersey, say for instance, I don't know, and you realize like, okay, that actually wasn't so bad. I could try another place. Like, let me just save up and try a different place. And you go to California, and then you're like, you know what? Like, it wouldn't be so expensive for me to go to Mexico. And then you just now you're in Mexico. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't opened yourself up to the idea that you are that kind of person. Actually, maybe you can just do it in a different way that you thought were possible at first, and then expand as you go along, instead of just diving straight in and boiling the whole ocean, eating the whole whale in one bite. You're like, okay, let me just do this first, and then I'll try this, and then I'll build up to this, and I'll build up to that. And that's been the way that your creativity has really taken you to a whole new space this year. Okay, really exciting stuff. I love that already. Let's go ahead and get into your reading now. Okay, with the Oracle of Oneness, so doing all Oracle deck reading today. So yeah, how have you grown this past year? How's pile number 3 grown this past year, Divine Source? Whoa, already so on point, guys. Do we even need the cards? It says, black and white thinking can cloud judgment. That's exactly what I was trying to say previously. Okay, let's keep going. How have they grown this past year? Okay, we have releasing old patterns. In releasing old patterns, we find new freedom. That's very exciting. And there's another one that kind of flipped out. It says, expanding the mind enriches the soul. I'm just going to kind of put that right back here. Like that. Okay. So I love that this black and white card came out, because you guys are no longer limiting yourself by it has to be this or it has to be that. You know what I mean? It has to be everything or I'm not doing it at all, right? And you're really finding that there's a gray area in between, just like I gave with my New Jersey example. I don't know who traveled to, let me not say anything. I've never even been to New Jersey. I don't even know. I heard it's very lovely. I love the Jersey Shore, the show. Anyway, so you guys are realizing that if you have a goal of, again, say wanting to travel, you don't have to click the top of the ladder right away. You can build up to the goals that you want to achieve. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. And this is a pattern that you really were able to release this year and set yourself free from the shackles of these unrealistic standards and expectations of yourself, okay? It was almost like you kept yourself in a box and been like, well, if I don't do it like this, then I can't do it at all, right? I'm also picking up this in terms of having a business. All right. You guys may have felt like, I don't even know where to start. I want to think, say, for example, you wanted to open like, I don't know, a hair salon or something. You wanted to be a braider. Super random, just anything, right? You wanted to be a braider, but you didn't really have that much experience, but you felt called to do it. And you're like, you have some skills, but you're like, well, I would need a shop. I would need a salon suite. Am I going to get the money for rent? When am I going to get this? Am I going to get that? I'm not going to be able to do it because I don't have all those things. And you realize, you know what? I can just start. I can just start a few people in my neighborhood. I can just start, a few trusted folks. I can just start maybe operating off of, someone else's suite when they're not there. We could have a deal, be able to do that. Then I'll expand it. I don't know how that goes, right? But you guys realize, like, I don't need to have every single little thing set up to be able to go to where I want to go. I just need to take the next step. And the next step will appear, okay? And I actually just posted a video that's going to go live in a few days, I think, about this same topic. It's a YouTube short. And the whole channel message there was that as long as you have the next step in front of you, take that step and the next one will appear, okay? You don't need to know the whole road to be able to take the next step. You just need to know what you're going to do next. Okay. And yeah, it's great to have a plan. Obviously, it's great to have a roadmap in place. When you're dealing with the unknown, you're not always going to have a roadmap of the next, 1 to 3 years, exactly how everything is going to go. We have to be able to work with what we've got. And so you've been able to do that. Instead of saying, well, I'm not going to do it at all, I'm not going to open my business at all, you're realizing, like, you know what, I can work with what I have and be creative with what I have to take the next step forward. And this is really expanding your mind because you're thinking of new ways to get things done. Okay. You're no longer limiting yourself by being like, it needs to be like this or it's not happening at all. You're expanding your creativity, expanding your mind, enriching yourself by pushing yourself to think of new ways to achieve your goal. Okay. I love that. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what else we have. How have they grown this past year for pile number 3? How have they grown? The piles are all pretty different this time. I really love that. Companion. How have they grown this past year? And then femme fatale. Interesting. A couple different things here. These almost feel completely separate. So I'm going to address them separately. With companion, I really feel that you have become a much better romantic catch. I won't even lie. You become a much, much better romantic catch. I feel that you have become more invested in other people's lives. Okay. I feel that you're no longer as much in survival mode, always trying to like get things work and like make ends meet. And that you could have been in a time where you were kind of stressed in 2024. You know, like it wasn't always so easy and you could have had a couple different things coming at you. And so you weren't really maybe the best person to, I don't know, I don't want to say like share with, but there was something where like you weren't in the best place to be able to have a companionship with somebody else because you had so much going on. Now at this point, you're able to really be there for others in a way where you didn't have the capacity to do so before. Okay, does that make sense? You have more emotional capacity, you have more mental capacity to be there for others, and you have the energy to be able to give yourself more socially. So I feel like your social life has expanded this past year, okay? Some of you guys could have literally gotten into a relationship this year, and that's part of the ways that you've grown because you've been able to have the capacity to take on a relationship where previously, again, you may have had too much going on, okay? So that's what I'm picking up on. You also have femme fatale. So I do feel like your erotic, sensual energy has actually grown a lot this year. I feel like you've become much more comfortable with your own sensuality, with your own sexuality, and you've been able to explore more, maybe in a relationship or maybe just, you know, in your singlehood. I'm also picking up that you guys could have been like dressing differently this year. Like you've expanded your style. I'm getting that a lot of you guys have found ways to dress that really suit your body type. Okay. Whereas previously you had clothing that was maybe not as like well fit or didn't really fit your exact style. Like your style was still evolving and the clothes were like kind of outdated in that way. You really revamped your wardrobe to reflect like your current style. And I feel like a lot of you guys have like a strong personal style now that you feel comfortable in, that makes you feel attractive and that other people see and they're also attracted to. So yeah, you've grown a lot in your sensuality this past year. And this is also because your creativity is like growing. Your creativity is touching all these different areas of your life, directly and indirectly. Okay, let's go ahead and see what else we have. That was the archetype deck, and this is the Soulful Woman deck. How have you grown this past year? For pile number 3, how have they grown this past year? Whoa, that just flew. We have the Boundaries card. Okay. How have they grown this past year for pile number 3? And if you're enjoying this reading, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. How have they grown this past year for pile number 3? How have they grown? Okay. Anger as my sacred ally. How has pile number 3 grown this past year? You also have path awareness. Very nice. Okay. Along with igniting my joy at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, you have taken real care to push to become happy, to push to create joy. All right. We don't just have, I mean, you can, right? Like people can come into our lives and bring us joy, but it can be fleeting unless we intentionally create happiness ourselves through our habits, through our hobbies, through our, routines, through the ways that we think about it. It's 11:11 on my clock. Exactly. Spirit is saying this message is aligned. We have to intentionally create our own happiness. It doesn't happen by accident. And it is work, but you guys have done the work of doing that. And you guys have been very creative about how you're going to draw more joy into your life. And part of that is having steady boundaries. Okay. This one says, my clear boundaries allow me to protect myself, nurture my intentions, and follow my true self. You guys have put up boundaries this past year, possibly with like friends, family, with work. You've decided not to overburden yourself with the problems of others. Okay, I'm picking up on that. I'm also picking up that a lot of you have decided to limit how limit what you take in and what you consume. And I'm not talking about just eating wise. I'm talking about like media as well. You could have decided to take a step back from like really dramatic reality TV shows, from like horror movies, from music with really dark messages, you know what I mean? Like very dark themes, right? I mean, I love me some emotional, moody music, but yeah, when everyone's talking about like, hurting each other, you're like, meh, maybe I could take a break from this sort of thing. So I feel like you put up boundaries in a lot of different areas of your life. And this has allowed you to become more positive, okay? In general. We also have anger as my sacred ally. I listen to the messages within my anger and use them as a positive force for good. And pile number 2 had a similar message for this, and I think you might want to check it out if you felt drawn to it. This is telling me that you had certain aspects of your life where you were a little bit fed up with being fed up. Like you didn't want to go another year without addressing a certain thing, okay? And whether that be, health related, whether that be, procrastinating on some kind of a goal that you wanted to get done. And I feel like there was something that was bothering you about this black and white thinking. I feel like your own thinking when it came to, well, it has to be perfect or I can't do it. The dissonance in that was starting to anger you because internally you knew this is a path I want to go down. Let's again go back to the example of like starting a business. You know that you wanted to start this business, right? You know you wanted something to just change significantly in that area of your life. But the fact that you weren't allowing yourself to because it needed to be perfect was actually creating this like abrasion inside of you. You're creating this like again it was creating like a dissonance inside of you. And it came to the point where it was so unignorable, right? That you had to do something about it, which was change your mindset and break out of that mindset. So any kind of like irritability or difficulty mentally accepting like where you were, or was really helping you to be able to bust out of that place of procrastination or hesitancy and just take the first step, whatever it may be, even if it's not perfect, okay? Like a lot of people say like for content creation, oh my God, you need a camera. And then I get to start creating before I have a camera. Guys, I've been on YouTube for 7 years. And guess what I use? My phone. This phone has been used for every single one of the videos for the last 7 years, okay? I never got a camera, honey. I never got me a camera. Maybe I should, but anyway. This is an example though, like you realize like, you know what? I don't need everything perfect to start. I just need to start. And that has, I think, put so much more confidence in yourself about realizing that, you know what? I do know when something is calling to me. I do know something is my path and I'm no longer standing in my way. This one says, if I sincerely ask, I'm always guided back to the right path for me and my central purpose. You were being given the answers, and now you finally have opened your mind enough. You finally become creative enough to receive them. Do you see how when you're not that creative, it can be kind of confusing about what to do next? You had to find these creative solutions to the perceived problems that you had in your life, okay? To be able to achieve your goals, but in a way that you didn't expect that you'd be able to do it. Okay. So I love that. It's really amazing. Your creativity is definitely off the hook right now, and it's affecting multiple areas of your life. And it's spilling into all these other areas because it's allowing you to think differently and to create amazing solutions to things that you just didn't think were possible before. So that is amazing. Pile number 3. Wow. I love it. If you guys like this reading, go ahead and give it a like. Comment down below what resonated with you. And if you're not already a gem, I would love you to click that red subscribe button and become a gem today. Oh my gosh, guys, we're almost to 40,000 gems. I cannot believe it. My goal for this year was 40,000 subscribers. And yeah, we're about to hit it. We're only 1,000 away. So if you're not already a gem, please do click that red subscribe button to help me reach my goal and to become a part of this incredible community. I'm so blessed and honored to be just speaking with you all and to have this huge community. It's a massive blessing that I never take for granted. I'm so grateful for all of you. And it's just amazing. Additionally, I do have the gems only reading today, of course. It's going to be about what blessing is coming next into your life. I'm so excited to see how God is going to bless you next. Additionally, guys, if you want more content from me, I do have a second channel, Lunar Light Collective, okay, where I do 10-minute or so front-facing videos where you guys can see my face, right, and get more general messages from me. It's a collective reading channel, so Lunar Light Collective. I also have a TikTok. Lunar Light Tarot is that TikTok. And I have a website, lunarlighttarot.com, if you want to book a personal reading with me. Okay, that's everything. I swear that's everything. All right, thank you so much. I'll talk to you in the next one. Love and light. Bye-bye. Hello there to all my beautiful gems who stayed to the very end of the video. I am so happy to have you all with me today. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's go ahead and get into what blessing is coming next for you. Oh God, super excited. I think it's going to be a good one. I mean, are all blessings good? Of course. Right. Okay, let's go ahead and get started, okay? What blessing is coming in next for my gems? Okay, accept heaven's help. Consult an expert. Interesting. What blessing is coming next for my gems? Waves of prosperity. Yeah. What blessing is coming in next for my gems? Ready, set, go. Very interesting. Okay. Along with helpful person. There's a couple different interpretations that are starting to arise in my mind. The first thing I'm picking up on is that someone's going to come to you with an idea of how to help you. And it may even be an idea of how they can help themselves or that's something that they're excited about. Or it may literally be that they're saying, oh, hey, Gem, you could really use this, or this would be a great product for you to use, or this would be a great way for you to expand. You should try this. Okay. And it's actually going to be spirit speaking through that person. Okay. Accept heaven's help and consult an expert. It's like, this person is going to be offering some helpful advice that's going to be really, really poignant that you go, okay, or that you try this thing out. We have you pray for help, so get out of the way and let heaven help you. There's a person coming in that's going to be giving you a solution to something that you have been finding difficulty with, okay? And it doesn't need to be anything that's super massive. I mean, it could be, of course, but it could be something that's small, okay? Anything big or small, but you're going to find it to be a blessing because it's going to make your life a lot easier. It's going to make your life better. It's going to make your life more exciting, like whatever it is. Like it's going to bring some kind of a joy and a relief to you as well. Whatever this person offers to you, you are going to have to do the footwork of getting more information and getting more expertise, either contacting someone with more expertise, right? And getting information that way, or becoming the expert in it yourself by doing research. Okay, that's what I'm picking up on. And it could be anything, big or small, guys. You know, I like product recommendations. So it could be something like, girl, my hair has been so dry, like this winter is killing me. And then your friend is like, oh my gosh, I'm using this like amazing deep conditioner. You should try this out. And then you do your research, you know, you find out online that it has really great ingredients and you try it out and it's like perfect and it solves your problem. You know what I mean? Like that is that sort of blessing. Or it could be something bigger, you know, like maybe one of your friends is like, oh, hey, you know, I'm really excited. I started using this new print on demand supplier. It's so exciting. Like you should check it out. I know you kind of are business minded. You ever think about starting a business like this? You check it out. And you end up starting your own business doing print on demand products and you're using the same supplier that your friend uses. And what do you know? You're able to like expand your business or start a business from that. Okay. It could be something as big as that as well. But there is something that you have been wanting to do. You wanting to move forward with that. Heaven is like, okay, here's how I'm going to help you. They're going to send someone to give you an idea. So watch out for messages you're getting from other people. They're helping you so that you can move in the right direction. Okay. That's part of the blessing. The next one I'm getting is that we have ways to prosperity and ready, set, go. This one is almost coming to me as like a traditional blessing. There's some kind of a windfall that's coming into you that's going to make you feel like you're ready to enter into a new phase of your life. Okay. It's going to be literally a lot of money coming in. And so you feel comfortable either like buying something new for yourself, traveling somewhere, starting that business, going back to school. There's something like that. You guys could be getting a windfall of abundance to be able to do something with that money, okay? Specifically with money. Or you could be getting an exciting new opportunity that you feel aligned to. For my content creators, I am picking up on brand deals. Okay. I don't know. I'm just picking up on that. That was the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know why, but it was the first thing that came to my mind was that you could literally be getting an opportunity in terms of a brand deal. Or guys, if you're looking for a new job, I won't even lie, this is kind of giving me new job energy because an exciting opportunity that you're ready, set, go, dive into. Okay. A job that you are feeling very aligned with. Okay. So that's very exciting. I'm also picking up that for some of you, it could be like, if you're trying to look for a pet, you could find the right pet for you, like that kind of thing. Okay. So 2 messages there. What else do we have? What is their next blessing, Divine Source, for my gems? What are my gems' next blessing? If you guys haven't already, go ahead and check out my collective channel, Lunar Light Collective. I have front-facing videos over there so you guys can see my face if you like that. And they're just like shorter, like 10 to 15 minute videos. I'd love if you guys could check out my second channel. Okay. What blessing is coming in next for my gems? What blessing is coming in next for my gems? You're not alone. Your heart knows the direction. Interesting. Oops, this is upside down. Okay, the blessing is that you're realizing how you're getting in your own way or how you're actually stopping yourself from achieving a goal, okay? And it could actually be something that you just don't realize you're doing at all, okay? Now, this is gonna seem trivial, but for example, I have a hair growth goal. I wanna like grow my hair to a certain length, right? And for years and years and years, as I would put my hair away to go to bed, I would section off like the front half of my hair and then pin that back with bobby pins and then just tie the rest up with like a satin scrunchie. That was like how I didn't overstretch the front pieces of my hair. But then I realized that my hair was breaking off from the bobby pins because for years. Okay, I'm telling you, this was so annoying to me because the front pieces of my hair would like never grow past a certain length. And I was like, why is that? They're also always like at a certain angle, like the front was longer than like the back of the front, you know what I mean? And so I was like, why is that? And I realized it's the exact angle that I pull my hair back with the bobby pins. Okay, that actually made me so, I was like, are you kidding me? Anyway, I stopped doing that. That's what I'm trying to say is the energy of that. Like with something, you're doing something that's kind of getting in your own way of your goals, but you don't realize what it is right now. And you're going to have the aha moment like, oh, I shouldn't do that. I should do something differently. I need to do something differently, okay? I'm also picking up that for a lot of you, it has to do with organization, okay? It has to do with scheduling. For quite a few of my clients, this has come up in like a lot of our sessions. You guys know I'm like a very practical reader. I like to give you guys very practical advice because kind of the reason why I created this channel is to be like a reader that's not always so up in the clouds and can like give you things you guys can implement, right? That's the point. And I'm just picking up that part of your blessing is realizing that your scheduling is making it more difficult for you to get things done. You could literally be using your schedule to become more efficient. I'm talking about like putting tasks on and like literally blocking out your actual day-to-day schedule and you know what you're supposed to be doing at any given time. And it's not just about, doing one week and that's it. I'm talking about creating recurring tasks. Say, for example, again, you want to create a business or something, you create a recurring task on Sundays, right? So every Sunday, I'm working on my business every single Sunday. It's on my schedule every single Sunday. I like to use Google Calendar. This is not an ad. I wish, oh my guys, if I got sponsored by Google Calendar, everyone would hear about it, okay? First of all, everyone would know. Not an ad, I wish. So, for example, I use Google Calendar to schedule my task in because they have that feature so that I know every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm posting 2 TikToks. Every Monday, I am filming for YouTube, it's Monday right now. So literally what I do. And then I have it, and then I can check it off when it's done. And they're all recurring so that I know exactly when I'm working on what and when I can rest. So that when you're so that when you're actually at rest, you don't have to feel guilty. Like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Like, oh no, like, could I be doing more for myself? No, you have your tasks set up. And when you're going to rest is when you don't have any tasks. Hello. So this is a really good way. Like, I feel like the blessing that you're realizing is that you may be getting in your own way with some of the ways that you are either organized or disorganized, with the way that you're organizing yourself. And you're doing things differently, okay? Or your habit that you have isn't really beneficial, like me with my bobby pins. Oh my God. I won't even get into it, guys. Don't put bobby pins in your hair at night for forever, okay? For years, don't do it, I swear. If you have fine hair like me anyway. Okay, next. Nourish and take care of your body and mind fully. Oh, nourish and care for your body mindfully. Yes, of course. What kind of blessing? I'm actually picking up that you guys are going to be learning how to cook more or like eating more whole foods. That came up in one of the piles as well. You guys are either going to be like getting more money to be able to like afford more whole foods, not literally the store, but because that place is expensive, but like more produce and stuff like that. You guys could be switching from, say for example, like vegetables that you heat up in the bag to the ones that you get in the produce aisle and then you cook yourself. Like, I'm just picking up that you guys are having a more healthy approach to your diet, and it's bringing you more energy. It is bringing you clearer skin. It's bringing you like better hair health. Like, obviously what we feed ourselves, it really translates to the rest of our bodily health. So you guys are nourishing yourself from the inside out. So I love that. That's part of the blessing, is that you're able to do that. You're able to buy, more healthy foods. You have the time to go ahead and sit down and cook a meal like that. Come on, guys. We know that's a blessing. We know that is a blessing, especially in today's world. It's definitely a blessing to have, fresh food and water. Absolutely. Like, we never take that for granted. Okay. So next we have, you are not alone. I'm also picking up that the blessing that's coming next to you is that you're feeling more community. Okay. You're feeling more community, especially in a certain area where you felt more stagnant or you have more difficulty in. Okay. You're finding a community of people who are rallying around you and helping you to move forward in that. Okay. And wherever you were having difficulty, I'm also picking up on like a support group. I'm picking up on a support group. I'm picking up on more friends. I'm also picking up on you opening up to trusted friends or family. You can be the kind of person who just kind of does everything alone. All right. Or like struggles in silence, and you're realizing that this is not healthy. It's not actually bringing you any difference for you to struggle alone. And so you're realizing that, you know what, I can't open up to this person about this. I can, trust people who have shown themselves to be there for me with my personal issues. I don't always have to be so put together in these people's eyes. I can open up. And people are going to show that they're really there for you, that they care for you, and they're going to go out of their way to support you. You're going to see that, okay? And it's going to make you feel like you're not alone. And you're going to be able to accept help from others more easily, okay? I'm also picking up that more clarity is coming to you, okay? More clarity about the direction that you want to go. It says your heart knows the direction. And it's true that you kind of already have a sense of maybe where you want to go in life, but the how is becoming much more clear, okay? The how are you to get to these goals? How are you going to achieve these? What exactly is going to be your schedule and your cadence to be able to push forward? All of these things are becoming much more clear. The avenues in which you're going to be able to achieve your goals, like the exact approach that you're taking, all this is becoming much more clear. And I'm also picking up that your efficiency is getting a lot better. You're becoming much more efficient and be able to achieving your goals, which is obviously a huge blessing because you're going to be able to get to your goals faster. So just a recap, because I feel like this top part, I'm going to recap this top part because that was really, I think, the overarching goals that you're getting, which is that someone is coming in with some information that's going to help you and bring more relief, bring more happiness, bring more joy in a certain area of your life that you've been wanting to expand or do better in. It could be big or small. Then you also have an aligned opportunity coming in. Okay. It could literally be money to help you to, go someplace, help you to get a new car, help you to get a new pet or whatever it is. It could literally be money, or it could be an opportunity that you feel aligned with and you're like, let's do it. Okay. And those are the blessings. And these are kind of like the smaller blessings that are still coming in and still very important. All right, guys, that is what I have for you today. Wow. Thank you so much for being a gem. I literally can't express how much I love and care for this community. I'm so humbled and just blessed every day to be able to speak to you all and have this amazing community. Can you believe we're almost at 40,000 gems? What is life right now? This is crazy. I'm so grateful. And I'm just so excited for where the next year is going to take us. Okay. And how we're all going to grow once again together. Guys, additionally, I do have my collective channel that's like quite new. If you want to support me over there, see some of my messages over there. I post over there like once, twice a week. So pretty exciting if you want more of my content. I also have a TikTok with the same handle as this channel, Lunar Light Tarot. And I have a website, of course, lunarlighttarot.com if you want to book a one-on-one session with me. Da-da-da. Okay, guys, that is everything I have for you today. And I will talk to you in my next video. All right, love and light. Bye-bye.